Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel Dream of Crafts. My name is Deanna and today we are going to be starting my Christmas in July. I'm going to do 12 days running from the 12th of July to the 24th of July. Each day will have something new. Today we're going to be doing a sleigh. This is a 3D sleigh. It's from my Cricut files. I believe I paid $1.99 for this because I don't have Cricut access right now. But if you have Cricut access, it would be included in that choice. But I don't at this time, so I paid the $1.99. So now that I purchased it, I can use it anytime I want. So this sleigh, when it's grouped together, what I did was I expanded the sleigh size to 8 inches. So this part here I expanded to 8 inches. If you want to do it the other way, then the runners on the sleigh, you could expand until they're 11 inches. Whichever, but you want to keep them grouped together when you expand it so that everything stays proportioned to each other. If you ungroup it and you change just the one thing, everything else will be disproportionate. So you want to always keep it grouped together and then just expand it with your toggle on the where you can expand and make it different sizes. Doesn't do any good to type in the size because the whole file group together is big. So you want to just take and keep it grouped together and just keep expanding the whole group until these measurements from here to here reaches 8, if you want it that size. Otherwise, you can do it the size that automatically comes up in there. But I wanted a good size sleigh because I'm going to fill this with embellishment goodies that we're going to do in tutorials throughout the 12 days. So I used, for my silver, I used Basil foil board. So it's like a poster board. Only it's called foil board. Oops, a little shiny. Sorry about that glare. But it's 12 by 12, and I bought it as a pack of, must have been 10, because it took me 4 sheets to cut the metal for this one and 4 sheets to cut enough for the one we're going to assemble together. Mine is pink. The one we're going to do together is red. So it did take me 4, and I have a lot of scraps left. You just can't, I couldn't configure them to be on enough sheets to lessen it, so I just cut it. I'll use the scraps of my silver to do other things. So when you stand it up, it's got a little opening here. The whole die set, if you did the die set, it comes with little boxes. You can make 3D boxes. So it's got a seat. And I had one little mistake here. This piece here, you can see it's pulled away. I glued it to here like it was supposed to, but then when I wasn't paying attention, I must have moved this part, this back part, and pulled away. By the time I realized it, everything was dry. So I don't have a problem with that. This one's for me, so I'll just be more careful. And the other one, and it's just an adorable little sleigh to hold. I think so. We will get started on that. Now, there is a PDF that I found for this. So I will include the link to this, and the PDF includes everything in this actual 3D file. It's called, I think, Dashing Through Snow, maybe? I'm not sure. But anyway, I'll include the link for this whole PDF file. I found one on YouTube, and the link went to nothing. So, but I did find this, so I will link this one, and hopefully this one will stay true to the link. So we'll go through the pieces we have cut. And we'll start with the red. So you will get a shape like this. And I've already scored the machine scores it, but I just reinforce my score lines. You'll get one like this. That's the back side. You will get two sleigh bodies. You will get a piece that's shaped like this and a piece that's shaped like this. In addition to that, and your other pieces don't have to be silver. They can be any color you want, but I just wanted the silver. So you'll have one like this. You will have one like this because we face different directions. And then you'll have, they're all kind of sticking together, a sleigh body. Let me slide these out of the way. A sleigh body. Another sleigh body facing the opposite direction. You will have a runner like this with the tabs coming down the opposite direction, tabs coming down. You will have this part for the back, this part for the front, and this part is your seat, and that also has a fold in it. And then I cut two additional of these out of cereal box, and these will go in between the runners, the silver parts of the runners, just for extra little bit stability, because this one, like I said, it's going to be a gift. So we will go ahead and start attaching these pieces to our other pieces before we start assembling. So this is the actual part that goes on the back of the sleigh. So we are going to attach the long piece to this just like that. Okay. Now there's two ways you can do this. You can use spray glue or you can use your regular glue. And I'm going to use E6000 spray adhesive. It'll make it a little bit easier for me in this instance, and I'll get good coverage. I noticed when I put mine together, if you don't get enough good glue on these little things, when you're moving and stuff, they can pucker up a little bit. So I'm just going to use the E6000 spray adhesive. If you watch for sales, you can get these pretty decent price. Let me see if I can get them to fit. No, probably not going to fit in there. Okay. All right. Let me see here. I don't want overspray all over the place. So let me see here. Let me quick cut this box here. And then we will have a spot to spray. I can probably do it right up here where you can see me. There we go. There, it's kind of enclosed a little bit. That'll work. So let's go ahead and put that in there. Give our spray a little shake. And we're going to give it a little spritz. And that there. There we go. Now sometimes we have... Call from 1-800-886-71064. Sorry about the phone. I should have taken it right off the hook. Call from 1-800-886-71064. Sometimes I think I'd just rather get rid of the home line, but so many people just have that number that we don't give our cell phone numbers out to a lot of people. So, all right. Let's put a piece of paper towel down. Let's do, okay, this one goes like this. So this part here is what is going to get this little one here. See that? So I have another spray too that I prefer, aerosol, that doesn't kind of spritz all over the place like this one seems to, but all right. Set you aside. Got things all over the place. I've been trying to get a bunch of things prepped for these 12 days, so I've got things all over my craft room just for these 12 days. Okay. And I see that there's a little piece left in there. There we go. Try to make sure I get them all out. Sometimes you just don't. There we go. That. Okay. That's number 2. This piece here does not get anything. This piece here goes right on the seat here. Just like that. Perfect. Let's bring this box back in. Get the flip. There we go. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get this on here. Like so. Yeah, I wanted one for myself, but I also wanted to pre-build one so I knew what I was in for, because that's not sticking very good. And I'm glad I did pre-build one rather than just build the pink one, because you work out kind of the kinks. Not that I won't have any kinks, because I did only build the one, but does make it a little easier. Okay, and then we have, and I have textured paper, so as much as I can, I want the textured side facing out. I mean, there's some instances where you just can't. It just doesn't work out that way. All right. Here, there we go. Give it a shake. And like I said, I used my art glitter glue for the pink one, and it worked just fine. I just figured this might be a little faster and easier for the tutorial, so I can keep moving right along. But if it's not going to hold, then it's not doing me much good, is it? I think I thought I used that one other time, and I don't remember how it, but at C6000, you think it'd be pretty good. Okay. Okay. Grab our last one here. Oops. See another one of these little pieces stuck in there. We don't want to glue that down like that. Okay. And the other part of our sleigh here. Okay. Come on, stick down. All right. Now there was a couple things in the directions that I changed a little because it just made more sense to me. I was following along with a video on YouTube, and I don't know if she just had it wrong or the directions had it wrong. I'm not sure, but I did things a little bit different than what they showed. But no, it shows it that way. Okay. All right. So we will go ahead and start here. All right, we have got to, we can, I think we can glue these on to these. Actually, let's glue them onto these ones. I wanted the colored part facing in, just because if it was going to be visible at all, I wanted it to be facing in so it wouldn't be as noticeable. A silver one does get put over top of this. And we will use the art glitter glue for this. We'll just so you can see. I'll set my pen right there. Okay. You want to get the best coverage you can. I do the bigger areas first because it's easier and less likely to dry out before the smaller areas. If you get a little bit on those little things, it should hold. All right. There we go. And I will keep double checking to make sure that I am not out of focus. I want to make sure that that's not showing. Don't want the other side showing. Take a look. Looks pretty good. Let me get a paper towel here. That wipe. Unfortunately, art glitter glue does wipe off of this when it's dry, so I'm not too worried about it. I can wait till it's dried up and then I can wipe that off. Okay. Now I'll put this one on. Goes like that, and then if anything does show, it's going to be on the back side where it won't be as noticeable. So let's go ahead and do that. Now we don't put any on those strips yet. And actually the way they attach those strips, they crisscross them, and it made the edges kind of buckle up a little bit. I didn't care for that, so I actually trimmed mine down, and you'll see that when we get to that part. That's the very last thing we do, so I don't want to over explain it now because it'll just be confusing, but that was the other thing that I did change, was that. Okay. All right. And actually, I mean, when you're doing yours, it'll probably take you a little bit, but it's really not bad. It's not, oops, I'm sorry. I'm actually going to come out just a little bit so I make sure I stay in focus here better. There we go. All right. So it's not that bad. I mean, it didn't make me want to feel like I had to pull my hair out or anything. It wasn't that bad. But, and I've had ones that did. It's like, sometimes even, I mean, you just got to see it to understand. You know, it's like, I just need someone to just show it, what it's supposed to look like. And it's not as bad. Then it's not as bad. And everybody works different. Some people are really good at just reading something and saying, oh, okay, I know exactly. Other people learn by hands-on. And, you know, I usually can do either. But I have one child that, you know, you can show it to her on paper and she'll get it. It'll take her long, but you actually just physically, you know, show her once and she's got it. So we all work different. We all do. We all do. And I thought this was the cutest little sleigh. There are other ones, and you can get other SVG files. Just type in SVG Sleigh or Sleigh SVG, or if that's the type of file for your cutter or whatever, then that's what you want to look for. But there's tons of them out there. If you don't like this one, and there are a ton of them out there from other creators, and you can buy them online and usually just load them right up on your Cricut Design Space or whatever cutter you have. I have Cricut, and I also have the, what is it? I can't remember the name of it now. I've only used it a couple times. It's this, can't remember now. What do you call it? It's the SGX 125 Brother. So it's the big brother one and I paid almost $400 for it, unfortunately, and I've only used it twice maybe. So that's one of my goals this year, is to get working on that better. All right. So we are going to take this piece here, and this is the back of it. So we're going to have it like this. And we are going to attach our two sides. So because this is curved and this is pretty much straight, it takes a little finagling, but it's not bad. So I'm going to put my glue on there like so. And then I've got this little tool here. It's got a pointed end and around it. It's just an old tool that I had in my stash. And I want to just kind of line that up there at the top. And then I'm going to just slowly start curving it to meet up with that. At the same time, I don't want it straight. I want it to curve. So keep curving. Okay. And it's not the easiest, but it does work. All right, so that's sticking. Let me get this center part down. That's sticking, and this lifted up a little bit. Just a little bit. Go pinch it. Okay. All right. All right. And we'll take our other one here. We're going to do the same thing. Kind of get that. Take the pin out, right? Okay. Again, I'm going to start at the top. Get that lined up there. Hold that with my finger. Just do the first inch or so. Let that start setting up. And then just slowly. I'm just pinching underneath. Just pinching with my finger. Trying to get that to line up like that. And there we go. And I'll turn this where you can see it maybe. Let me put that back. And then I'm just going to press that down. You can use your Cricut spatula. You can use anything you have. Anything you can to smooth that down a little bit. Okay, so there we are with that like that. All right. I think this was supposed to have a score line in it right there. So let me get my scoreboard here. And now on my scoreboard, I have a couple spots where I've just got ink pen written down in it, so I can take a spot like that and I can line it right up with another spot and see exactly where I'm at. If that makes sense. Sometimes you need to reference point A and point B. So those lines help me do that. All right, there we go. There we go. Okay, that's better. Now, let's go to the next one here. So we're going to take our bottom part here. Now, they have, the sleigh's going to be like this. Okay, this is the front of the sleigh. They have these two tabs on this one going in, but when you do that, can you see what happens? It doesn't make sense to me. You see that? How it circles back on itself. But if you turn them this way, then these circles line right up with these circles. To me, that makes more sense. Otherwise, it doesn't work right. Okay? So that's what I changed. Okay? So I put these forward, and then these still go in. So it'll be like that. And then that, see like that? It lines up perfect. Okay, so I am going to add glue to this because this is going to be on the top. So glue to that. And then glue to the outside of these, because these will also be on the inside. And we're not going to add any glue to those other flaps yet. So we can position everything. All right. So this is going to be messy. Okay, so this is going to go in here like this to the back. This is going to come down just like that. In. Okay, I'm going to lay this on its side and press that down a little bit. Flip it. And I'm just pressing right on that piece that we just put glue on. And then I'm just going to press on that. You can do it with your finger too, but sometimes if you have a little flatness, and that's all I'm doing, is I'm taking this and I'm just pressing it on there against the table. That way it has a nice firm surface under it and presses all the glue out where it needs to be. All right, so now I've got this. See? So now I'm going to put my glue on these two wings here, just like that. And then kind of fold them in. Fold them in a little bit. There we go. And they should line right up along that edge there. And I'm going to tip that again. This time you'll be able to see a little bit better. And I'm just going to press that down. Turn it. Press that down. Whoops. Get in there. You want it lined up with the other edge. Press that down. Here we go. So we've got our sleigh pretty much formed. Okay. Good. All right. So now we have our seat. So this part here, all of these side tabs get folded down. Okay. And these two get folded in. We're going to take our seat and we're going to come up with it. Oh, see, that doesn't want to. All right, I'm going to add more glue to that because apparently that other glue did not hold. Or I didn't press it down good enough, one of the two. I'm going to add a little bit extra there. Let's try again. And I'm not worried about the art glitter glue because it dries clear. But I do have to make sure that it's on there good. All right. Okay. Let's see. See, when I did my pink one, I sliced this so that it was two separate pieces. Then I didn't have that thickness right in the crease there. So I'm going to fold it back and then fold it forward. Okay, that's a little better. So what I did with mine was I took these two flaps right here that are on the seat part, put them down, and then I took the next two, because this is going to be like a little bench. So fold this one and this one in, bring this down, and then what I did was I glued this panel here right to this flap here. You can see it. So that it was squared off, just like that. So I'm going to just put a little bit of glue right here. And this is just going to hold it, help hold it. It'll be just a little bit easier than just trying to glue it in and hold everything in place. This is like giving me an extra thumb because it's already glued together rather than depending on everything to line up. Okay, do the same thing on that one. This one's folded in. I'm going to bring this down, line it up with that, and pinch it. Okay. Just like that. Let that sit up good. Okay. So now it's the chair. See? So now this piece here is the back. So this is going to get glued onto here, and that's going to act like our second part of the bench. Second part of the bench, the floor. So this doesn't want to squish down. Okay. So we are going to glue this panel here Put our glue on here, and then we'll slide that one in. Okay. Just like so. And this should line up pretty good. Okay. Just like that. Make sure it's glued good. You get these things time set up a little tiny bit. All right, so now we've got this one and this one. Let me see here. And I want those glued down too, just to help hold it. So I'm just going to go in here and just put a little bit of glue right in there and try to hold that a second. Okay. Just to help hold it a little bit. Not to be perfect, just a little bit. Trying to make sure it's kind of square. All right, I'm going to do the same here. I'm just doing a dot because if I have to release it, then I can without damaging too much. But if I don't have to, then it can hold good enough to help hold it until I get it in. Okay. All right. Okay, so now we're going to take this triangle tab here and this triangle tab here. We're going to glue those to this inside of there. Okay. So let's go ahead and get this one. We're going to line this angle right up with that angle there, just like that. Because this runs on an angle. You can see it runs on an angle. Okay. I'm going to do this side here. Line that up with that angle. Okay. And you can see from there that it's an angle. Let's get my fingers out of the way. Okay. Now this is going to come in here. And this time I'm going to make sure my front piece stays in the front. And then we are just going to glue all those little tabs down in. And believe it or not, then our sleigh is together. So it's really not that bad. So I'm going to put glue here, here, on here, on here. Whoops, I don't want to get glue all over. On this one, here. And then I'm going to wait on these two until this is all in here, and then I can lock those in. All right. Okay. Slide it down in. I don't want glue all over everything. So what do? I get glue all over everything. I'm just going to kind of wipe that up. Okay. So I want to make sure that that is fastened there. That is straight. Making sure. There's no way to reach in there, so you just kind of got to press on the sides and hope for the best, you know. Now this should be, whoopsie, get down in there, whoops. Dang it. Okay, so I'm gonna get my glue in there now, right on there. That one, on there on this one. There we go. All right. So that's those little partial circles there. All right, let's tip it this way and see if I can. There's no way to reach in there and press anything, so I just got to hope that the glue does what it's supposed to. Okay. And that looks pretty good. And as you can see, you got quite a bit of room in there for little trinkets and stuff, right? Looks a little crooked to me for some reason. Looks a little crooked. Okay. There we go. That looks straighter. Okay. That looks a little straighter. Okay. Now we just have to glue our runners on. Yeah. All right, I'm going to set this aside a minute. And all these little glue spots here, I will work on once everything is drawn. I think you can see those little dull spots. That's just where glue had gotten on there. And we'll work on those once everything's dried. Okay. All right. So we're going to fold these. And then these get, what did I do? Oh, here we go. This way and this way. There we go. So I'm going to glue these together. Okay. Just lining them up. There we go. Let these sit a little bit because one is glued on top of the silver. So let them sit a second. Double check our sleigh here. Everything looks good. I think we're going to be all right. Okay. I think it looks good. All right. And okay. So now these get bent down like this. And then I had to hang them off the edge of the table so that the runners were good. So I'm going to carefully slide you with me here so you can see. Maybe I am. Let's see here. I got a cans in the way here. There we go. Trying to get my camera. My camera's on a tripod. So I've got the runners hanging off the edge of the table so that I can have this turned up like this. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to show you what I'm doing because these are kind of. So what they did was they crisscrossed these. You bend this, and it just had a little bend, maybe like 1/4 of an inch, and then they crisscrossed it and attached it. But what happened was it started making these kind of wavy, and I didn't like that. So what I did was I bent them up higher, and when I get the right amount, I will tell you exactly which one I did. So I want them straight up and down, okay? And I want it to go to the edge, but I don't want it. See how it's bent? Let me see if I can just hold that down. Okay, that looks pretty good. Pretty good. If it's bent a little bit, I don't care. So I'm going to measure this and tell you how far I bent it over. That is a 1/2 inch. Okay, so I bent it over a 1/2 inch. So this one I'm going to come in and I am going to hold it with my finger and then bend that one at about a 1/2 inch. And I'm not going to be perfect about it. I'll work with it whichever way it is. My 1/2 inch mark. If it goes in a little bit, that's fine. There's my other mark. Okay. So then what I did was I had a little tool, my little tool, and I double checked. Okay. I want it to be pretty straight. Okay. So I'm going to put glue on these 2 tabs here. One there. One there. And we're going to get those in place. Start with my furthest one away. Holding that. And we're going to bring this one in. Whoops, maybe. That shiny on shiny doesn't like to hold right away. Okay, that looks pretty good. Looking pretty straight. It's going to give me nightmares. I might have to use either some sticky tape or you know what? Okay, this is what I'm going to do. Can I peel off that? I can peel off that aluminum part. Then I will have that, or I can use, there we go. Okay. Just peeling off just that little layer of the shiny, just to give me the home court advantage here. Okay. All right, there we go. All right. Try again. All right, bend you down. Okay, reaching in there. Now remember, you don't want to be in the way of your fold line there. Gotta stay back from that. Don't want to be in the way of that. Okay. All right. Carefully do this ahead of time before I go, because I just want just a tiny bit off of there. Now, if I was doing this, I don't know why I didn't have trouble with it the last time. I'm not sure. It was the same. I would probably use my glossy accents if I had more time. But because I don't, I want to keep moving along because we are going to be close to an hour with this by the time we're done. So I want to not rely on my glossy accents not holding fast enough, because that takes a little bit. Although it's very, very effective, it does take a little bit longer. Okay, this one down. All right, so they still have a little bow, but yeah, see, even that, it's just that glue on that aluminum. And you could probably scratch that maybe to make it adhere better. All right. There we go. Looks good. All right, I'm just going to leave you right where you're at right now, rather than jiggle you back around again. And then all we're going to do is put our glue on here, and I'm going to use a fair amount. So I know I have good contact. And then this is going to face the same way as your curved part of your runners. And I'm going to line my back part up here with this back part here, okay? So get it down there and then I'll show you. And then you want it centered. It's just a tiny bit wider than the sleigh. Just a tiny bit, but not bad. Okay, so center it. That way, otherwise it's gonna look like a big gap. Okay. And that glue will drip down, and because you can't press on this because it's raised up, remember? So you're just going to depend on that glue dripping down and coming in contact with that. So that is it, my friends. So there's our red sleigh. And I hope you had fun. I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you give a sleigh a try, whether it's this one or a different one. And that is going to be the start of our 12 days of Christmas in July. So I hope you follow along every day. Like I said, it's going to be going July 12th through July 24th. So 12 days, 12 different things. And we are almost exactly at an hour, and I appreciate you stopping by. Thank you to all my subscribers. If you're not a subscriber, please go ahead and hit that red subscribe button down in the right-hand corner. When the bell pops up, if you hit that bell, you'll be notified each time I put up a new tutorial. And as always, I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.